Donald Trump's ill-defined, private, multi-billion-dollar global project called the Board of Peace. President Trump has declared himself chairman for life of this elusive entity. He's promised billions of dollars from the taxpayers to the board, although Congress has not voted a single dollar for it. And he has secured billions of dollars from mostly corrupt foreign governments, including Saudi Arabia, Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, United Arab Emirates, Morocco, Bahrain, Qatar, Uzbekistan, and Kuwait.
This is a money-making operation. Donald Trump has made billions of dollars more in 1 year in office, in the second term.
Yesterday, Representative Jamie Raskin launched a massive nuclear-level attack on Trump, and silence fell across room 207. Everyone started looking at each other in complete shock. This is not some $2-3 million issue. This is a billion-dollar scandal that Representative Jamie Raskin exposed live. Let's walk through the full sequence of the hearing. What exactly happened in room 207 yesterday? After that, I'll also bring you the new evidence and updates that Representative Jamie Raskin shared on MSNBC regarding this scandal.
You stepped in. You personally filed the trademark applications allowing USPTO to stand in as a straw trademark holder to cover up for this slush fund that appears to put both billions of US taxpayer funds and billions in payments from foreign governments into the pocket of the chairman for life, Donald Trump, who will control it. The president set up a board that likely violates both the foreign and the domestic emoluments clauses, and now you're helping to run the operation, as far as we can tell. What's more, I'm not sure that either you or the Trump administration realize what you're confessing by filing a trademark application. You're admitting that the Board of Peace is not a legitimate governmental body, but rather a commercial enterprise set up by President Trump. Our trademark law began in 1879 when the Supreme Court struck down a trademark law that applied to any and all organizational designations. The court ruled that Congress could do so only under the Commerce Clause. So when Congress passed the Trademark Act of 1881, it was written to apply only to marks used in interstate commerce. The modern version of the Lanham Act in 1946 makes clear it only protects trademarks used in interstate commerce. Section 1052B specifically forbids the registration of any insignia of the United States or any state or municipality or any foreign nation or any other governmental body. So by filing for a trademark, you're admitting that the Board of Peace is not really a governmental entity at all. It's a purveyor of influence operating for profit with apparently $1 billion admission fee, at least that's what's been reported in the press. A money laundering scheme to pocket the billions, all made in a global shakedown in the name of peace. Now, as far as I can tell, the USPTO has just 9 trademarks. 4 are various logos for your office, some of which read USPTO, others have the full name of the agency written out, IS Patent and Trade Office. 3 more are for the phrases go for real and you're smart, buy smart, phrases that were part of a public awareness campaign that the USPTO itself ran with the National Crime Prevention Council. The other 2 are now for the mysterious Board of Peace, which has no organizational relationship, I believe, whatsoever to the USPTO. So by agreeing to act as President Trump's phone a friend and using the PTO to register a trademark on behalf of a third party, it would seem you're violating a cardinal principle of the Lanham Act, which explicitly lays out in subsection B that only, quote, a person who has a bona fide intention under circumstances showing the good faith of such person to use a trademark in commerce, who may request registration of the trademark. That's quite a problem for the agency whose role it is to administer and police the registration of trademarks and to administer disputes about them. One can only imagine this decision will get challenged, and there will be litigation over the mark that you have now claimed as your own for the PTO before your agency, which is charged with being the neutral adjudicator of disputes about trademarks. The only reason anyone ever registers a trademark is to prevent competing uses. Why would the Trump administration tell you to file for this registration except to suppress anyone else's trademark related to the word peace? The field is crowded with existing registrations by other educational purveyors of global peace. To give a few examples I found online this morning: World Peace Table, World Peace Network, Project Peace, Peace Vision Global, Global Peace Initiative, Global Peace Foundation, International Peace Center, Peace Network, Peace Action, the Peace Trust, Greenpeace. Any one of these organizations would have a strong case to sue for cancellation of Trump's Board of Peace trademark on the grounds that it dilutes and infringes their own pre-existing trademarks for peace facilitation services. And also, of course, that this mark is not registrable at all, since it purports to identify a governmental entity and not an organization in interstate commerce. Not only would you have to decide whether Trump has a defense to prior users' opposition to his marks, you would have to rule on any offensive use of trademark law by Trump against any of the other groups. Let's say he moves to attack Greenpeace for infringement of his commercial trademark or opposes registration of any new organization that uses peace in its name. Who would adjudicate this? You would, your office. You're both the owner and you're the judge of any rights that you have as an owner against anyone who wants to identify their organization with the word peace. This is not just a disreputable use of the trademark registration process, it's the first step in giving Donald Trump and his subordinates a monopoly on use of the word peace, to make the very notion of peace unthinkable if it departs from control of the new big brother who now owns it. If President Trump can't win the Nobel Peace Prize he craves because he plunged us into an aggressive war of choice in the Middle East, now he'll just own the word peace instead. I wrote to you last week, Director Squires, asking about this elusive entity, an unprecedented, baffling situation. If there's a reasonable explanation for the USPTO's conduct here, we'd like to hear it today. Because if you simply filed on behalf of the Board of Peace as a favor to the president, then that's a serious problem. A decision like that doesn't just drag the USPTO into covering up for a slush fund that may violate both the foreign and domestic emoluments clauses. It's bad for the integrity of our trademark laws. When people lose faith in the fairness and objectivity of our system, it begins to fall apart. So I'm not just troubled that you may be violating the basic trademark rules. I'm troubled that in violating the rules to help Donald Trump, you may be acting as a political operative in a way that will destroy our neutral system for regulating source-identifying trademark rights.
Okay, Representative Jamie Raskin exposed this entire scandal live on MSNBC. Let's watch.
This is a money-making operation. Donald Trump has made billions of dollars more in 1 year in office, in the second term, than every other president in American history combined. If you put them all together, it doesn't come close to what Donald Trump has done. He has turned the White House into an instrument of money-making and private profiteering, and his family is totally part of it. In fact, his defense for what he's done when people raise the foreign emoluments clause and the domestic emoluments clause, which he calls the phony emoluments clause, is that he is no longer running his business. He's just profiting from it. He's just benefiting from it. But it's his sons who are running his business. That's quite a defense. But in any event, it's clear that it's a family business. They're all working together. And so we want to know exactly what the role of everybody was.
This was not just a statement. This was an entire pattern that unfolded live. Donald Trump is sitting in one of the highest constitutional positions in the United States. Yet as the chairman of the Board of Peace, where did he take the billions of dollars he collected? What exactly is Trump's plan behind such childish actions? If Trump took billions of dollars without Congress approval, and if those dollars were not used properly, then in the coming time other countries will damage the reputation of the United States because they gave those billions of dollars to the current president of America. That is why Jamie Raskin is right in saying that all these dollars should remain under Congress oversight and there must be transparency in the system. And if there is no transparency in the system, then how will trust be built? Now it is up to you to decide. Is this just another piece of news or something that cannot be ignored? If you want such truths to keep coming out, then like this video, subscribe to the channel, and be sure to share your opinion in the comments. Because your voice decides how far the truth goes.